Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am French Pearson and welcome to the channel. It is Wednesday, happy Wednesday, June 24th of 2026. I have 11:31 in the a.m. And yes, praise our Heavenly Father from whom all blessings flow. Another day He has given us, boom, to go out, be fruitful, and multiply. Yeah, multiply His goodness, His love, His grace, and exhibit all that He intended for us because He made us in His image. Somebody say hallelujah in the chat. Again, Wednesday. Yeah, we are past the halfway mark in this year, and boy, what a year it has been. But things are winding up and the countdown is real. We are in the last days. The prophecies are coming to pass, and I am here to try to make it make sense. At the same time, information, revelation, and the goal is salvation. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whomsoever believe in Him, that's right, confess with your mouth, believe in your heart that He is the one and only true God, you then can be saved. Well, people, I want to talk about Donald Trump. You know, he was out at the Mack truck facility in Pennsylvania yesterday, Philadelphia, wherever, but hey, he was there. I did a video on it. The 622 is real. The F-22, that flying military machine, and the signs are all around us. As they give us these signs, what they're doing is they're implementing the 5'Ds, which I don't talk about. I always talk about the 5 C's, the clues, the codes, the colors, the comprehensive conclusion. But right now, they're implementing the 5 Ds of delay, deny, derail, debate, and destroy. And this video, I'll probably title it, The Illusion of Confusion and Controlling the Pendulum. Because it's time to wrap it up. It's got to be the last chapter. The last chapter, and the final pages are just itching to get there. So we have a little time. Not much. Been watching this thing for 4+ decades. Close to 5. And I can tell you, as well as my name is FWP, it's happening. So yeah, let's get into this, because the question is, will the inspectors be able to go into Iran? Because it's part of the deal. Will they be able to go in and verify nuclear? Will they cooperate? Is the Strait of Hormuz open? Have gas prices literally come down? If you stay in the middle and you've got $1 million and you give $500,000 to Republican, $500,000 to Democrat, you control them both. And then you strategically figure out a way to communicate to us, because the goal is us. The goal is to take this great nation, have it fall, submerge, choke it off, then reshape it in their image. A dastardly plot? Is it believable? I'm going to show you why. You'll be amazed. A pendulum is a weight object, or bob, suspended from a fixing point that swings freely back and forth under the influence of gravity. Once set in motion, it undergoes harmonic motion, moving in continuous and repeating cycles. Harmonious motion. Whatever you put into it and you let it go, it comes back the same. Satan understands the laws of physics. He understands it, trust me. And he uses it in our realm because he strategically got us to sin, and now he's in our realm, utilizing those things which God created for us to be a blessing. Pendulum, that was for us, to have everything stay harmonious. Donald Trump received $80 billion initially to cover military operations against Iran. This was brought out yesterday. And he's going to get more. controlling the pendulum. You got to have money to fund it, right? Now watch this here.
A rare rejection of a Donald Trump policy from a typically compliant U.S. Senate today when it comes to his deeply unpopular war with Iran. The Senate voted 50 to 48 in favor of a resolution directing an end to hostilities with Iran. 4 Republicans, we'll name them, Senators Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Rand Paul, and Lisa Murkowski, joined most Democrats in voting for that resolution. Senator John Fetterman was the only Democrat who voted against it. The resolution had previously passed the House, where once again 4 Republicans joined Democrats in voting to curb Donald Trump's power to wage war. While the measure does not become law, it is a symbolic bipartisan rebuke of Donald Trump's war with Iran. The vote comes just
a symbolic rebuke? A 50 to 48 vote, and it's symbolic? Controlling the pendulum. You control the purse. If you stop the money flow, maybe he'll think twice about what he's doing and the way he's doing it. Pendulum.
To prove the laws of physics, an American scientist risked his life. He stood right in front of a massive demolition pendulum, the kind used to knock down buildings. If that pendulum had swung even an inch beyond its starting point, it could have shattered his ribs. But it didn't. Why? The answer lies in the law of conservation of energy. According to this principle, the pendulum can never swing higher than the point from which it was released unless additional energy is added externally. Since no extra force was applied, the pendulum returned to its original height and stopped, sparing the scientist. Don't try this with your friends or siblings.
Again, understand, Satan understands the law of physics. You can control the narrative. You control the destiny. If you control Congress and you influence and heavily influence the 3 branches of government, executive, judicial, and legislative, it doesn't matter. You got the body. The body follows the head. The mindset has the body move to what? They've already created the hell. February 28th, 2026, Operation Epic Fury. June 22nd, 6/22, 2025, Operation Midnight Hammer. Now it's time to seal the deal. Not to seal the deal for peace, seal the deal for ultimate construction, because you've controlled the pendulum. You control the media. And you put on the weight. And like I said about 3 weeks ago, it's a big stock pot with water in it. And you got a big flame on it. And you turn it up and make it roll. And like I said also in a video this past week, Trump is controlling the narrative from a national base. But he's got Weisskopf and Kushner, Secretary of State Rubio, and J.D. Vance controlling the narrative from the international. And yet there are international players that we don't know about. There have been organizations and groups that have been placed up and made by these world governments and secret millionaire and billionaire operational, quote, think tanks, whatever you want to call them. And they own these people. They own these organizations. So when you hear from the news that they're doing something, those people who they put out there in front of that microphone, they're controlled. So God has given me this gift to see through it. So let me break it down. Here's Trump yesterday speaking to the media. He's going to disrespect the correspondent that asked him about the $80 billion.
Pennsylvania, we're celebrating the great steel numbers. We are back in the steel business in a big way, one of the biggest in the world again. And we're here to have a good time with a very big crowd of people. Who are you with? Not a very good group. Not doing very well.
We made a vote for representation that would speak to us. She asked him about the $80 billion. He does his typical response when he don't like what the hell you want to say. Who are you with? Not a good news agency. That ain't for him to decide. But we've gotten so used to it. Oh, he doing the right thing. Suppose he's not.
Not only do they support it, they demand it because they won't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. You want to...
So he's saying Congress supports it. That's a lie. They voted against it yesterday. Listen to him.
Trouble, let them have a nuclear weapon. We're doing very well with Iran. They've been decimated, and we're making a deal with them, and we'll see how that all goes. And right now, as you probably heard yesterday, we had 19 barrels of oil, 19 million barrels of oil come off, and that's the biggest in the history of the Strait, the Hormuz Strait. Our stock market is through the roof, and oil prices are tumbling. We actually hit for a moment today. In fact, I think it's going to break it, $70 a barrel. That's lower than we were when we started. And it's been amazing. And the big thing is, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon.
He said 19 billion. He speaks in code. Chaos is 19. Let me show you. He won't answer your question, then he disrespects the media, the pillar that we utilize to get the proper information. 19 billion, 19 billion. 19 is chaos. JFK died at 46 years old. So did George Orwell, so did George Floyd. 46 is chaos, 19 is chaos. When he speaks, I listen. And I decode. In iPad Go 2, they have a puppet of Barack Obama and also George Bush, president. And there's your checkerboard, controlling the pendulum. You stay on the side, you control the black and the white. The destiny happens and it's placed right in our face. And you'll see the little girl sitting there. And she's in the black and the white. She's holding the apple. She's got the rose in her head. JFK received roses the day he was assassinated. The black and the white, controlling the pendulum. And here's people responding at the Mack truck.
Area fenced off for the president, workers, and people who showed up in Trump gear.
He has done everything that he said he has done, especially with immigration.
But we put you first by a lot. But at long last, you finally have a president who is putting workers first, putting Pennsylvania first, and putting America first.
President Trump touted his administration's accomplishments. The president's visit comes as his administration is working to negotiate the details of an end to the war with Iran. Today, touching on the impact back home, gas prices that rose past $4.60 and now sit a little over $4 in Pennsylvania.
The average price of gasoline nationwide is down 60 cents a gallon just from a short while ago. We had to make this detour. We had to go to Iran. You can't let them blow up the Middle East and then us, if that's possible. We would have got...
It's a sale. And he knows when he goes to these rallies, all eyes will be on him. So again, delay, deny, debate, derail, then destroy. They got us in a chokehold. They got us where they wanted. We are in an international skirmish. We don't really know if the strait is open or closed. We don't know if the ships are going through or not. Iran says no. He says, yeah. People are arguing back and forth whether or not the prices are going down. They're not going down. Immigration? No. I know 2 hubs of immigration places here in Chicago. Ain't nobody leaving. Ain't nobody leaving. It's part of the New World Order plan to destroy the sovereignty of the country. I just reported on Britain a few days ago. Keir Starmer, that's one reason they got him out, although he wasn't directly, percentage-wise, the main culprit of immigration. He did let him in as well, and now he's gone. Because they utilized these people in position as politicians to exacerbate, create the laws, lie to you, play it off, implement the 5'Ds. Before you know it, then they leave. Then they bring another puppet in. But the goal is the New World Order. And that's all Trump is. Let's make America great again. That's a side hustle. We think it's for us. It's not for us.
Iran must ensure its commitment to long-term nuclear honesty.
And in a new Truth Social post, he writes this: Iran has informed the U.S. that despite troublemaking fake news reporting to the contrary, there are no tolls, no insurance costs, and no other charges of any kind being sought or received by Iran on ships traveling through the Strait. This is false information. Negotiations would end immediately.
Trey Hinks joins us live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I just spoke with President Trump about the situation with Iran and the ongoing negotiations. There's been some back and forth as it relates to the issue of inspectors going into Iran to look at the country's nuclear sites. Now we have both President Trump, Vice President Vance, and the head of the IAEA saying that inspectors will be allowed to go into the country and look at these sites and identify where the highly enriched uranium is located. Here's what the Director General said earlier today.
This has been signed, has been agreed. Paragraph 8 of this Memorandum of Understanding says explicitly that the nuclear activities that are going to be carried out with regards to the nuclear material facilities and will be supervised by the IAEA in all letters.
While the timeline is unclear, President Trump says there is no rush getting these inspectors into the country, but told Fox News that U.S. inspectors will join the IAEA when they ultimately go into Iran to locate this highly enriched uranium that we know is buried deep underground. The president described.
Remember I told you these organizations, especially the international ones, Satan, and don't take this wrong, Satan has done a brilliant work getting people in position for the last days, media, organizations, groups, and they all work in one accord because they have one objective. Satan said they want to be like the Most High, so he's got people in position who have sworn an oath to him. It might be inconceivable that this is crazy, this is nonsense, piercing you out of your skull. I learned in my early 20s, Satan has been gradually setting up international organizations to do his bidding and to sell you a lie. Watch these numbers. It's called the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. It was established July 29th, 1957. Look at the numbers. July 29th, 1957. Today is June 24, 2026. It's 68 years old and 47 weeks and 1 day. Isn't Trump the 47th president? Is that coincidence? Same date. July 29th, 1957. June 22nd, 2025 is when we bombed Iran. Operation Midnight Hammer. 67 years old, 47 weeks ago. So this IAEA, whatever the symbol that is, this is the date. This is the date that we bombed Iran. When we bombed them, they were 67 years old and 47 weeks. Trump's the 47th president. Controlling the pendulum. Illusion of confusion. 7/29, 1957, IAEA, whatever that initial is, the inspectors to go in there and check out the bombs and the uranium. This is their birthday. Same date. February 28, 2026. What is that? Operation Epic Fury. We killed the Ayatollah Khamenei, supreme leader in Iran. From the day that this group was founded to the day we bombed Iran is 68 years and 214. February 14th of 2027, we're going to have the Super Bowl. As you go through, when the players come out on the field, whether it's FIFA or Super Bowl, they come through a tunnel. That is an archway, a portal, new dimension. It's part of the New World Order. It's symbolic. They're telling you everything's about to come new. And definitely, you watch my videos I did the last few weeks. People, there could definitely be something in relation to the FIFA and the football game coming up. In fact, the FIFA games might not be, we might not even see the last FIFA games. I don't know. But check it out. Director General of IAEA, the guy that just spoke, Rafael Grossi. That's him right there. He got his position December 3rd, 2019. December 3rd, 2019. This is the guy who's in charge of the inspections, Rafael. December 3rd, 2019, right there. Today is June 24th. He's been there 6 years, 6 months and 22 days. There's your 622 again. We bombed Iran on June 22nd. Trump said he loves the F-22 Raptor. That's the plane that's going to be part of the flyover on July 4th. F-22, F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, meaning 622 again. So speaking code. Then what? White House down. I presented that last night. White House down. The attack on the White House in the movie. It came out 6/28/2013. 6/28/2013. Take that date, subtract it from today. When they made this announcement about the inspectors, the difference is 47-45. Isn't that Trump? Are you kidding me, Pearson? No, I'm not. God just wants you to know he loves you. It's a false kingdom coming. Here's your receipts. F-22 Raptor. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, 622. They're speaking. Now, let's go a little bit more detail. This is the video I ran last night. Keep it quick.
And it was all of the generals. They wanted to do something special. They wanted to get it done for the 250th year, the anniversary of America's 250th, and it's coming up in a little while. And I think I can say that we're going to do a flyover like no flyover. This is going to lead.
He loves the flyover. It might be muffled, but just listen. He says, "I love the F-22," talking about the plane, which is 622.
A group of many, many planes. I do love the F-22. I have to tell. Does anybody like the F?
I like the F-22. Let's hear it again. 22 plane, F-22. So I ran that video yesterday. Now, here's the guy who's heading up the inspections, Raphael. This is him. His birthday is January 29th, 1961. January 29th, 1961. Watch this. January 29th, 1961. Right here. June 14th, 1946 is Trump's birthday. Their birthdays are 14 years and 722 apart. What is 722? Historically, Abraham Lincoln took his last breath at 722. Okay? Here's his birthday again. January 29th, 1957. This is January 29th, 1961. July 29th, and January 27th. January 29th is his birthday. And the July 57, what is that? July 57. July 57 is the agency that he's a part of. So the agency, the IAEA versus his birthday, gives you 3 years and 185. The 185th day of the year is July 4th. You think we're gonna make it? If we do, we're gonna go out with a bang. I'm Friendship Pearson.